So we talk about the several things here. So, for example, how exactly we use AI for corporate managers, how we use AI for shareholders, how we use AI for creditors, how we use AI for customers, the governance. So these are the stuff we will kind of central theme of this course and this textbook. So you can see that. So these are the different people we are trying to use AI to help with, right? So we have managers, we have investors, we have creditors. So along the way, we'll talk about a lot of examples how use AI to analyze the data for manager decision making or investor decision making. And you can see that each of them have different decision making, right? The manager's decision making is about what? It's about managing the company. Sometimes cash flow decision, sometimes merger acquisition decision, right? Sometimes figure out the competition. That's manager's decision making. So we use AI to help managers figure out competition, figure out the cash flow management, figure out the merger acquisition decisions, right? That's about manager. For shareholders, what's the decision they want to make? When they sell, when they buy. So we are using AI to help investors tell them which stock they should buy, which stock they should sell, like how long they should hold. So these are the use case for shareholders. And also we have creditors, suppliers. So creditors, they when they lend the money to the firm, they want to make sure the money can be paid back, right? So AI can help them to analyze the credit profile of the focal firm and inform the creditors whether they should issue the loan or not. And also they do the monitoring, like monitor the risk. So the creditors know, okay, this company is going bad. I'm going to get my loan back now. So all this AI stuff can analyze the information to help different group make different decisions. And you guys can see it, either it's investment decision or it's corporate decisions or lending decisions. And also for government, government wants what? Wants the company pay tax, right? So using AI, we can analyze the activity to make sure they are paying their fair share of tax. They are not just, tax avoidance or tax aggressiveness. We make sure we can make sure AI can help with that. So you can see that the AI has a lot of use case, including auditing as well, right? You can see a lot of auditor firms using AI to improve auditing quality. They check invoice. So some of the application is at an early stage. Some application is advanced, but this is something we're going to talk about along the way. So what kind of data we use? We keep talking about data. So there's a lot of data available for accounting and finance, and that's why earlier I was talking to you guys. Our objective of this course is not to develop GPT. No, our objective is to use GPT for our domain data, which is the data I will talk about momentarily. So what's the data we're talking about? The company issue a lot of disclosure and the findings, and some of them is voluntary. Some of them it's mandatory. So and some of it is like media news. All this data are available for AI to use, and we're trying to understand this data using AI to help people to make decisions. Like earlier talking about managers, creditors, shareholders, right? So I want to start with you guys as a traditional accountants. What we start with is like an income statement, the balance sheet, the cash flow. And these are the data we used to do, right? So you want to do the CPA exams, you have to prepare the CPA, how to construct an income statement, how to check a balance sheet. That's what we used to do, right? That's what we used to do. But like we said, the time has changed. We have to adapt to the new emerging world with the technology and the data. So what we need to do is you have to understand the new set of data using AI. So what are the new set of data using AI, which we'll cover in the course? Sometimes we're talking about AK. AK is a press release about the material events. We're talking about that. And proxy statement, anything information about the governance, you can find in the proxy statement. For example, each company has the director's files, biographic is in the proxy statement. And also CEO get paid, right? Where you can find Tim Cook's compensation contract, proxy statement. All these data actually available online. And of course, you can manually do that. But we have AI to help you to massively analyze this data in a structured way. And so you can figure out, is Tim Cook paid a fair share of the compensation? Is overpaid or underpaid? All this stuff we can figure out. And also conference call. managers, they talk about a lot of stuff during the conference call and the social media. All these data will go covered one by one in the course, one by one. Tell you guys, understanding what is annual report, what is conference call. Every data, we teach you guys the structure of the data, and also teach you guys what language model you can use and what kind of information extract and what kind of job you can do using the data, in the industry. So these are the some of the stuff we are talking about. So why this is happening? So some of you may be wondering, so why accounting is changing now? Like we started accounting long time ago. Like my first teaching is 2007, almost 15 years ago. When I teach 15 years ago, no AI. Everything's about income statement, balance sheet. But why all of a sudden we start to talk about all these fancy terms like AI and technology? Have you guys think about it? What made it happen? I know you guys maybe think GPT made it happen, but before GPT, we even start to talk about AI and stuff. So there's two things. Make this kind of change in the accounting profession. One is availability of data. So if you look at annual report, balance sheet, income statement in 1990s, everything is paper. So you got to subscribe the paper and you read the paper one by one to figure out company's balance sheet. So after 1990s, so SEC kind of enforce, electronify, digitalize everything. So I can see the abundance of the data is kind of push a lot in this kind of AI drive for our profession. So imagine if we still reading the paper balance sheet and income statement, do we need AI? I don't think so. So abundance of the data become available. That's one thing drives everyone sitting here to do the accounting AI. So I'm not just talking about the annual report convert from paper version to electronic version. Do we have social media? 1990s. Do we have that? Maybe too early for you guys to answer, right? Maybe too early for me to answer. So what I'm saying is the abundance of data drives a lot for this demand. That's why you guys sitting here. That's why you guys want to figure out what is going on. So number one reason is the abundance of data. So it's not just we convert the paper balance sheet into electronic digital balance sheet. That's just one reason. That's just a format change of the existing data. And we have a lot of alternative data. For example, Twitter, right? For example, press release, right? For example, a lot of news. So these data become available after internet, after all this kind of computational power. So this is one reason we are doing AI right now. The second one is what? Second one is the availability of the computational power. So I can tell you guys, I was a computer science major in 2000, that's 20 years ago. And we already have a neural network. No one do neural network. You know why? Because it's infeasible. It's infeasible to run neural network. Any computer back then have no capacity to run neural network. It takes too much time. Once you finish when you exhaust all the parameter tuning, maybe 100 years later, you get the answer. So it's not feasible. So another thing we are doing AI today is because the advancement in the computational power. So because of that become feasible, now we are pick up the neural network. So neural network 20 years ago, no one cared because people think this is a fair, this is a tale. People think it's not realistic. But 20 years later, people visit, find this is a hidden gem there. We just didn't know. So you see, this is a very interesting world. 20 years ago, there's a hidden gem, and people just don't care about it. But 20 years later, we got the physical Nobel Prize is actually going to the deep learning, the neural network. So you guys can see things are different, right? You guys may be a hidden gem right now. 20 years later, you can see that things will change, right? Things will change. So these are the two major forces why we are doing AI right now. One is abundance of data. Another one is the advancement of the computational power. That's why 20 years ago, I want to do AI, but no one want to do AI. But now, after 20 years, like everyone wants to do AI. So this is like a two important thing. But this is a rational decision. If you guys want to do AI 20 years ago, there's no way you can do, right? No data, no computational power. So it's the right time to do that. I would say this is the perfect time because if you do it late, let's say you do it 10 years later, 20 years later, you are kind of late for the game. I guess you guys are born in the right age. for exactly good timing to pick up this kind of emerging technology. So this is perfect. This is perfect. So you guys see, that's why I use this graph to tell you guys why we are doing AI right now, because we have this kind of a lot of abundance of unstructured data, and also we have the computational power. You guys can see the 2 points we put on the figures, right? So I want to talk about some of stuff, what academic do, and what some use case academic doing, and some use case of industry, like so you guys can understand, get a more concrete concept. So I want to talk about the 2 projects. The first project is how academic using AI to help investors, and using AI to help corporate managers. So you guys still remember earlier graph? I talked about AI can help investors, managers, supply chain, creditors, the other people AI can help, right? So I would just want to give 2 cases, how AI can help the investors, and AI can help corporate managers. So let's look at this case. So in this project, we did 3 things. So imagine, like, if you guys, all of you, I'm sure you guys play with GPT. So if you ask GPT, what's the best restaurant in DC? They give you answers, right? Pretty good, right? But if you ask GPT, what's the Microsoft stock price in 12 months? GPT normally give you 2 answers. I'm not a prediction model. I don't know. All GPT tell you my training sample ends in 2022 or 3, depends on which version you use. So what does that mean is we need our domain AI. We need accounting AI and finance AI. So this is my course, and what we did is we train our own AI to understand the firm's financial statements, news, every single information about the firm, and we can predict the firm's stock return. And then we horse race that machine prediction with Wall Street analyst prediction. So what kind of input we put in AI? So you can see we put like any firm's price, returns, a lot of stuff as an input for AI. AI will understand this and trying to predict the price of the focal firm. And also industry variables. We will do the industry competitions, product, blah, blah, blah. And we do micro variables. You guys know inflation is serious sometimes, right? So, and also a lot of news. So the data we talk about today, and a whole semester is, we put AI about this kind of annual report, conference call, news, press release. All these are the input for the AI. So once AI finish understanding all the data, we train the AI to do that. Then AI can actually help to make a prediction. And then we horse race that prediction with Wall Street analyst prediction. We see who wins, who is doing better. So I can tell you guys at the beginning of the training process, we only can beat 25% of Wall Street analysts. But after the whole team make a great effort, we torch ourselves, the final version is we can beat 55% of Wall Street analysts. That's the part 1 of the project. So does that mean we can lay off 55% of Wall Street analysts? Is that message you want to send out? That would be bad, right? If we send the message, it would be bad. We'd rather not sending that message. The message we're sending out is, who are the surviving 45 analysts? The surviving 45 analysts, we want to study these analysts to understand their skills. So we're trying to understand what kind of skills make these analysts survive. Same thing for you guys. We want to pass on these skills to you guys. So you guys will be the students, not be replaced by AI. Instead of, you will use the AI in a more advantaged way. So this is what we do, trying to do. What kind of humans survive in the age of AI? And the third part of the project is we want to show people, like when I talk to a lot of industry managers, everyone wants to use AI. But the one question I have is how to use AI. Do I use AI for this job or that job? They're kind of confused about the labor division between using AI and a human. What kind of job we should remain with human? What kind of job we remain with AI? They don't know about that. Because they don't know about that, they're hesitating in investing in AI. We're trying to provide answer for that for corporate manager too. So these are the 3 parts of the project. You can see that this is happening for our accounting world. Before, Wall Street analysts, they read all the financial statement to understand this kind of balance sheet and income statement. But now, things are different. AI are understanding all these financial statements, and they predict their understanding of the firms are better than most of Wall Street human analysts. It's scaring but promising, right? It's scaring but promising. So you can see that that's the three parts of the paper. We're trying to build AI, can horse race with human. We're trying to understand what skills make Wall Street analysts survive. We're trying to understand what job should give to AI, what job to give to human. So let's give you guys some of the taste, like what kind of humans survive in the age of AI. So you guys can see this is the graph. This is the graph. So this is like 20 years ago. So it's very difficult for man to beat machine. So the ratio is very low. So in the recent years, it's kind of easier for man to beat the machine because the ratio is much higher, right? So one question is why? Why in old times difficult for man to beat the machine, but in the current time, in recent years, why is it easier for man to beat the machine? So what we did is we get a job posting of all these kind of investment companies hiring news. What we found is 20 years ago, when they hire students with people skills, with scenario analysis, case studies, that's what they hire. So 20 years later, what they hire? They hire people with machine learning background, plus accounting, plus finance. That's why we are having this course. We are trying to have this course, make you guys get ready for the hiring process, because this is what recruiters want. Like 20 years ago, they want you guys to have good scenario analysis, case studies. But now, these recruiters, they want you guys to have a combined background, no accounting, no finance, and no AI. So that's why, one thing what we learned is who survive in the age of AI, who learn AI survive. So basically, that is a famous saying, right? So sometimes we worry about we'll be replaced by AI. No, we will not be replaced by AI. We will be replaced by our colleagues who can better use AI. So you can see that. So we are not a man competing with a machine. We still man compete with man, but man compete with another man who can use AI. So this is some of the findings from the project. And the second one is, if you look at this kind of after financial crisis, the machine do not do well. Human do relatively better. And after pandemics, the machine also do not do well. And the human can do better. So this is very puzzling, right? Why this is the case? Why after financial crisis, the machine kind of don't do very well, and the human can do better? So this is another finding we found. So right now, the current stage is machine need a large training sample to understand the pattern, but the human do not. How many financial crises we have? 2 or 3. How many the pandemics we have? 1 or 2. So because these are very low frequent events, the AI couldn't pick up the pattern because of the low frequency of events. But the human is different. When we make an inference, we base on our logic and reasoning. Because of the logic reasoning, it allows us to understand some insights from the low frequent data. So this is the beauty of the human reasoning. So that's implication for you guys is we have to be more critical reasoning. You have a logic function. So as a human who can survive in the age of AI, we have to develop our reasoning function and logic function, not just memorizing. If you're memorizing, you never win machine. Machine can memorize things much better for you. But if you can do the logic and reasoning, that's the advantage humans have over the AI. But I want to warn you guys, things may change. If you guys look at the recent GPT, the new version, the 01, it has a beginning logic function. So we don't know what happened. Maybe in 20 years, we will lose our advantage on this dimension. But so far, we are good. So far, AI can only understand large training sample. For low frequent events, human can survive using our strong reasoning and the logic function. So these are the second thing to survive. So if you want to survive, you want to develop your reasoning ability, you develop your critical thinking, you develop your these are something you want to develop. And the third thing, what we found is interesting is in the age of AI, we thought people skill become less important because you have to learn Python, you have to learn everything. But it's opposite. The people skill become more important in the age of AI. So what we found is if the analyst know the Microsoft team well, if Microsoft know the underlying firm's team ability well, this kind of human analyst survived. So you can see that this is very interesting. It's very surprising to us because in an age where machine can dominate, but people skills, how you understand other talents, how you handle with other people, how you understand the other people's skills, these are become more important in the age of machine. So these are the three things what we found from the project. So you either have to learn AI to survive, or you have to be strong reasoning logic to survive, or you have to strong people skill to survive. So these are the stuff we're trying to pass on to you guys. Hopefully by the end of semester, you get some of the taste, some of the skills from the semester. Okay, this is one thing we talk about. And another thing is another application. Like I said, this is AI for investors, right? So next one is what? Is the AI for corporate managers. So what does corporate manager do? So look at this. So 20 years ago, when we disclose the financial statements, press release, all the news are read by human. But look at right now, all the news actually read by machine. You can see that like 90% of the news by machine. So what does that mean? That means if I were corporate manager 20 years ago, I give a news to the market. Human are reading this. But 20 years later, I give out the news to capital market. Who are reading this? Machine reading it, right? So that's interesting to you guys, because as accountants, as a finance a major, what do you have? Your job is to produce information, right? And who is consuming the information? Before, human is consuming the information. Now, machine are consuming the information you produce. If your consumption, if your target buyer of your information is changed, corporate manager need to change it too, right? So that's why we did this kind of study. Like before, 20 years ago, corporate managers trying to disclose news to make human readers happy. But now, corporate managers want to disclose news to make machine readers happy. So you see, because the change of the consumption of the information you produce, the manager has to do that, right? Manager have to cater to machine instead of cater to human. So how exactly manager cater to machine? So let's give you guys some examples. So this is the web page of the company, right? So this is a table. This is a financial table you can find on the company's website. However, how exactly generate this table is the code behind. So when you browse the company website, if you right-click the mouse to see the source code of the web page, this will show up. So what does it mean is the code will define where is the column, where is the rows, where is the font size of this one. So the idea I want to give you guys is human will read this, machine will read this, right? So because this is the same contents, but human will do this, read the table, machine will do the reading the source code of the table. So let's look at another example. So for this one, human also read this on the web page, right? And this is the code used to generate the table. So what does the code means is it's a very short code. They put an image there. So what machine need to do is machine have to read the code first and get an image then and analyze the image in order to get the contents of the table. That's what machine has to do in this case. So versus this case, the machine will read this, exactly know the numbers from the code. The machine can get the number, the columns and rows number from this code. So you guys can see that the two scenarios for human is same easy, right? Reading this table, easy, right? And reading this table, also easy. But for machine, it will make a difference. Reading this code is painful for machine. But reading this one, it will be relatively easy. So this is one example we showed in the paper. So 20 years ago, managers do not care about this web skill language. But now, managers care about it. When the company get a lot of accessible, when the machine are reading the company's website or press release or news, the corporate managers, they were trying to adjust the code, web script language, to make their news disseminated to the capital market. This is some fantastic stuff, right? Because 20 years ago, who cares about how the website is built? Who cares about this, how the code is writing this way and writing this way? Like 20 years ago, do you care? You don't care. But now, you do care. And I just get a phone call a couple of months ago from the public European company. They found there are a lot of machines are reading their website. So they asked me how exactly they should handle that case. So you guys can see that, again, I'm trying to convince you guys, AI is not a remote idea for accounting. AI is very relevant now. You guys can see that the corporate managers are changing some of the code to make it more accessible to machine algorithm. So these are examples I want to give you guys. And so what other stuff managers do? And also, when we start the project, we don't have GPT yet. We have Google Bird. So we have another two finding. Besides manager change the web script language, they also make their language more favorable or cater to a large language model, Google Bird. Google Bird is another large language model. Maybe you guys don't know it. We'll cover in the course, but this is another powerful model. It's just difficult to use because GPT, you just use the web page. You can just run it. Google Bird, you have to download, you have to fine tune, so it's a powerful model, but it's just difficult to use. But so what we found is the manager back then, a couple of years ago, when GPT is not available, they're trying to cater to this to Google Bird, try to make this large language model happy. And we also found like the CEO, they went to training camp. They make their presentation more favorable to machine algorithm. So like maybe if you guys are all machines, I'm making my presentation style, my voice more accessible and more well received by machine algorithm. So managers are doing different stuff to make a machine readers happy. They either change the web script language, or they make their language style happy to Google Bird, or they change their presentation style to make algorithm happy. So these are the couple of things managers are doing, trying to because of the AI adoption in the accounting and the capital world. So some other stuff you guys will cover, other use case, how to analyze the image, how to analyze the calls. There's a lot of stuff we'll cover for the course. You can see a lot of use cases. And so just give us summary, like if you guys using AI, what kind of stuff you guys can do? I talk about academic first, and we'll talk about industry. So one thing you guys can understanding is you guys can using AI to understanding some textual information and also examining how the textual information affects the market. So what does that mean is, so you guys can see that the company talk about a lot of, in a conference call, company talk about a lot of climate, right? So what AI can do is AI can extract the manager's discussion about the climate, and then to predict how the company will be affected by climate in the future. So this is an example of this kind of use case of AI. So using AI to get a climate information from company disclosure, and then you can figure out what will happen to the firm using AI as a tool to understand this data. So this is one use case. Yeah, this is one use case. So you can see that AI can help you to understand this text and image data, and once you understand it, you will see what's the consequence for the firm, right? So you will know things before other people. So remember, you are the guy using AI. You can understand the climate risk, but other people may not have using AI, don't understand. So you will know things ahead of the market. That's the key point. So that's the key point. And then, so what other stuff you can do? AI can also help managers to do a lot of investment decisions, even hiring people. So eventually you will see a project, so like how the AI used for hiring people to hire employees. And AI can help with the capital structure. AI can help with the kind of cash flow management. So AI can help manager with a lot of stuff, not just the investment decisions, also hiring people, cash flow management. These are all stuff AI can help managers to make decisions. And AI also can help a lot of other stuff, like we talked about earlier. AI can help to understand the disclosure, to help with this kind of bond market, help government to regulate to disclosure, and to help auditors, help supply chain customers. So these are all the stuff you guys will talk about over the semester. So eventually you guys can see that by using AI, understanding the firm data disclosure. When I say disclosure, is the data we'll cover. Using AI, using the disclosure, you can help investors make a decision, help corporate managers make a decision, help auditors, help government, help a lot of people make decisions. And eventually, I want you guys to stand in here. So before, maybe you are standing here, no traditional accounting, or you are here, only know computer science. But after you finish class, you guys will bridge in the area. You guys are the talents. People will desperately want you guys. So this is what I want after you guys complete the course. And And I will go into the industry perspective.